It's my privilege to welcome to the stage Vanessa Lewis.
Hi guys, can you hear me okay? I'm so nervous. All right, so about 6 or 7 months ago, I was at work doing my thing, and all of a sudden there was this flash in my eye. So you know, like when you're out with your friends late night and someone takes a picture and that flash makes you go blind for a second or two? Well, it was like that, except I wasn't out with my friends, and the blindness didn't last for just a second or two. I'm sitting there at my desk, and I realized that I have lost the sight in my left eye. So naturally, I freak the fuck out, and I go to the hospital, where after 3 days, they do a bunch of tests and ultimately find that I have had a stroke in my eye. A stroke in my eye, right? Like, who even knew that was the thing? So as I'm processing this, I realized that here I am, partially blind from what they said was a stress-induced hyper-tensive crisis. And I'm wondering how I went so wrong in my life that I've gotten to this place where this is my situation. So obviously I did some soul searching after that, and I realized that this was really a culmination of years of being lost. Lost in trying to be perfect and control things and be everything for everybody all the time. I mean, I didn't even realize that that was the type of life that I was living until here I am at 35, and I'm half blind and completely lost. So when I say lost, I mean, I was lonely. I was surrounded by people that loved and cared for me, but I felt like nobody really understood what I was going through, what I was feeling. I was overwhelmed. I kept taking on more and more stuff to try to convince myself that I was okay, but I wasn't. I was stuck. Have you ever heard the term analysis paralysis? Well, that was me. I was doing so much overthinking about how to make sure that everything was perfect all the time that I actually never did anything for fear of it not turning out perfectly, which made no sense whatsoever. And I was terrified, you guys. I was terrified that this would always be my life and that I would always feel this way and I'd always feel this lost. So as I started to kind of spend time with this, I realized that there's so much importance in letting go. And letting go of control, and letting go of trying to be perfect, and letting go of trying to be everything for everybody all the time. I mean, have you guys ever been there where you realize that you have found yourself in this really small life that's really uncomfortable, but it's because of your own doing, your own creation, where you have completely lost sight of the things that matter? Well, that was me. I mean, I metaphorically lost sight, but also lost my freaking sight. So because of that, I decided to take ownership of it. Instead of getting lost, I decided to choose to get lost in completely new ways. I started getting lost in love. Not this romantic notion, but having this unconditional acceptance for myself, this grace for myself. I started getting lost in openness, being open to the possibility instead of being committed to the outcome, you know, not being so rigid in my expectations of how things should be, but really appreciating things for how they are. I started showing up for myself fully, like really showing up and leaning in to everything that I was doing on any given day, which sometimes means that it's me hosting my podcast with my friends or running my side business. And other days that means I'm sitting on the couch for 12 hours binging Grey's Anatomy with gummy bears, because it's called balance. And I really got lost in showing up and honoring living my truth. Not the truth that someone else had put on me, but being my fully authentic, vulnerable, and full self. So all of these things have really helped me to find the best version of myself, and that is my charge to you guys today. To change your relationship and your perspective around getting lost. It doesn't have to be this thing that's big and scary and terrifying. It can be the thing that we use to be inspired, to be empowered. So I know we're all going to get lost at some point in this life, so why not let it be in love and openness and showing up and in truth? I cannot promise that it won't be, super uncomfortable. But I can promise you that if you choose to play an active role in choosing to get lost in the things that bring you joy every day, that you will start to see pretty clearly that whatever direction you choose to get lost in will help you find the best version of yourself too. So I am asking you all to go get lost today and every single day. Thank you.
Nailed it.